Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's Jamie, and welcome to the channel, Thrift on Fire. If you're new here, I am a reseller from Ontario, Canada. I'm selling on places like eBay, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace. I've sold on plenty of other platforms in the past as well, but those are my main three currently. Now, I'm just coming back from a little bit of a vacation. I was away for a good 7 days. I did one video, if you guys didn't see that, while I was away in Toronto. The first part of the video did a little kind of what sold, caught up on what we were up to. I plan on doing another one while we're actually in Cincinnati. Couple things happened. It was really hot. I actually wound up sleeping in most days, which I don't normally do at home. Most days I'm up at like anywhere between 5 and 6 in the morning. You know, when I say sleeping, I slept into like 8 o'clock in the morning, but we had busy days, so I didn't have that extra time to film little clips. I film clips on my phone. I will talk at the end of the video a little bit more about my vacation, but before we do any of that, let's get into the reselling portion, obviously, because that's probably why the majority of you here anyway. So we're going to do a what sold portion. While I was away, I did not source, so there'll be no find of the week. I didn't really do anything. I didn't list. I didn't do really anything reselling while I was away. So there's no fail of the week exactly this week. eBay news, I haven't been really paying attention to what's been going on eBay. The only thing that I've noticed is that when I'm listing certain categories right now, it says if you want to be able to ship this item into the US, you have to add some sort of like documentation. So I don't really know what all that is about. If you guys noticed that, one of the things, I was listing Pokemon cards, and it said for this to be visible in the US, you have to upload supporting documents. Now, I don't know much about that. I think there might be something to do with clothing as well. When you list clothing, there might be new documents that are required. So that's something that I'm gonna have to figure out this week. I'm not really too concerned. I primarily sell in Canada, have been using eBay International Shipping, but if things are changing with that as well, I might have to look into what all these changes are. So I don't really know what's been going on this last week with eBay. A lot of times when I go away as well, I draft items and kind of set myself up for a good return. I had scanned a whole bunch of Pokemon cards and baseball and hockey cards, but I did not draft any because, like I said, I kind of slept in and we were busy doing stuff, so I didn't do any of that. As far as eBay, my regular eBay store, my main eBay store, which is more hard goods and clothing, things like that, I didn't do anything. I just kind of left it alone on vacation mode. I allowed sales, and that's about it. Since I've been back, I took lots of photos. I've been leaning heavily on Flowlister, which is AI listing tool. AI listing tool, if you want to give it a try, I have a link down in the description. For you can get a little bit of a discount for signing up, and then I get a little kickback, you get a little discount. I think it works out good for both of us if you want to try that out. It's been very helpful. It's made listing for me a lot easier. Like this morning, I was able to I started yesterday. I was able to list 5 listings just to get them up. Today I did another 10, so I listed another 5, and now I have 5 in draft. So I'll start to build a draft bank. But it's really quick. As quick as taking the photos, and then I just upload the photos. I let it run in the background and make my listings. And then obviously I go back through my listings to make sure that I like what everything says. But for the most part, it picks up all the flaws and everything. So Flowlister has been really good for me. Since I've been back anyway. Prior to that, I had been using it, in my listings, but it really doesn't make a big difference because typically I like to get myself ahead or set up for the week, and then I have kind of days where I don't have to do things. But I basically took all of my listings right down to nothing. So I had nothing lined up for when I got back. So, this tool has basically helped me already get ahead within, 2 days of being home. So that's awesome. And it'll just help me get further ahead. I've been working through the video game stuff I got from Scott. I know I said last month I'd probably get all through it. I really didn't. And now I'm starting to work on it. There's lots of parts and repair. There's lots of just controllers. There are things that I have to test. There's a lot of that sort of stuff that has to be done with that video game lot, that big lot. But as far as the listing part, it's been super easy. And I've noticed another really good thing. So if you use the desktop version, there's notes to the side where if you have something you want it to pick up that it wouldn't know, you can use the notes. I really like to list with my app and then move over to my desktop later. So what I actually did is I wrote little sticky notes that said like parts and repair turns on, and actually the AI was smart enough just to read the sticky note and it added all that in the description. So I was able to kind of cheat the system and not have to upload, you know, the photos to my computer and do it that way, because that's kind of what they want you to do. And I do like the list from my computer, so that's good. But as far as the uploading the photos, it's easier for me to do it from my phone. So I kind of go back and forth between the app. The Apple app, I think it's only available on Apple, or yeah, it's only available on Apple or on my desktop, right? So yeah, so I don't know. It's been a pretty good hack. I just kind of write a little note, it picks that up. I wind up deleting that photo in my listing because I don't really need a sticky note in my listing that says parts in the repair, powers on, or doesn't read the disc, or whatever is the issue. So there's kind of like a little cheat code that helped me out in the last couple of days listing some parts and repairs consoles here. Yeah, what else? I guess we can probably jump into what actually sold here. Let me grab the list. All right, so you're gonna notice there's a lot of Barbies. Okay, so we have a 1996 Avon Special Edition Barbie that sold for $21 on Poshmark. We also had a Mattel Happy Birthday. Is there a year in this one? Mattel Birthday Wishes Happy Birthday Fashion Doll. $38. There's also a lot of Poshmark sales. I found Poshmark had really ticked up recently, especially with some of this Barbie stuff. But there's still good eBay sales, including this one, Boyd Bear NASCAR, Kevin Harvick, Goodwrench. You know, at first look, I would have guessed this was Dale Earnhardt because Goodwrench, NASCAR, you know, senior, but it's not. But this is a 7-inch plush. We got $24.99, which is pretty surprised. Boyd Bear can be kind of good sometimes, and it can be really bad sometimes, but this was a pretty good one in my opinion. Detroit Tigers Canada Day Heritage jersey. I had two of these. I think you guys already seen me sell the other one. If not, I have sold the other one. It's 2025 promo giveaway. $28. I think I paid about $5 a jersey from a thrift store. Mattel. This is 2001 French Court Barbie. $46 on Poshmark. So another good Poshmark sale. The great thing about Poshmark, obviously, is I'm just getting the shipping label. It costs me nothing. I don't have to worry about. I mean, you kind of have to worry about the box not being crazy big, but you don't have to necessarily worry too much because you get the prepaid label. It's a lot easier. Another Poshmark sale, Nike Toronto Blue Jays Canada shirt. Okay, so this was on, I think it was on Poshmark only. I don't know if this was, I think maybe this was mine. I might have wore it for a little while and then sold it, but $20 on this one. This actually sold, I think, technically just before Canada Day, so hopefully they got it for Canada Day. Another Poshmark sale, 1998 1998 Happy Birthday. No. Okay, I'm just going to read what it actually says. I was trying to abbreviate here. Mattel Happy Holidays 1998 Fashion Doll, new in box, NIB. $29. I was trying to shorten it up for you guys, but I want to make it that way longer than it needed to be. A lot on Poshmark. There was a Amazing Nails Lee fashion doll and a 40th anniversary Barbie doll. So I think I wrote it down here. I think I got $85 for the lot of two of them. I think the Amazing Nails one was listed for $60, and the 40th anniversary Barbie was listed for $35, but I think $85 is still pretty good on that, to be completely honest with you guys. This came from a garage sale, I want to say last season, and I've had this listed high with high hopes that it would sell for good money. It did sell for really good money, and I think I only paid like $20 or something for the set here of cards. And I think I have a couple extra cards as well. I did have to run it on discount and then still accepted an offer, but I got $209. I'm going to turn the sound off of my laptop here if I can. $209. I think that's pretty awesome for these old gold Gunsmoke Steve McQueen complete set of 71 cards. I've got them all laid out on the table for somebody could see all of them. They're not in perfect condition, but they are really, really unique for sure. $209 for this. Last one, a really good eBay sale. RCA 13-inch CRT television. I had to go buy a box for this one. But I had all the rest of the packing materials, so I had to pay, I think I paid $3.50 for a box that was big enough. Bubble wrapped the TV and then void filled it all with like these great big air pocket bubbles. The thing felt like I could bounce it across the floor when I was done with it. So I think, has this one arrived yet? Let's see if it's been delivered. Probably go to eBay here and see if it's been delivered. It just says shipped. So this one actually has not got there yet. Let's just do the tracking. Yeah, it actually just says, the last place, it says scanned at terminal July 1st. So, yeah, I guess it hasn't moved too far yet. This one's actually been sitting though now with just that one scan it's the 7th now. So it's been sitting for almost a week. That's kind of weird. This did ship with a courier from Stallion Express because since it's such a big, heavy item, it would have cost me $75, I think, through eBay, which Canada Post or I think UPS were both like around 70 bucks. I wound up shipping this with a courier through Stallion Express for about $25. So I'm actually making money on the shipping side of this one. But hopefully this doesn't turn into next week's fail of the week. It's still sitting in Toronto currently. And I think the final destination for this is like out west somewhere. See if I can see the address real quick. Yeah, BC. So hopefully that updates soon. I don't know. I'm just learning this now with you guys, but it's still a really good sale. I guess the Gunsmoke card's probably a better sale because it's way easier to ship that, but two really good sales, I think, anyway, to end out the what sold portion. So I'm hoping to get back out this weekend and hit some garage sales. You know, that's the plan. I don't really have, like I said, a find of the week for you guys or fail of the week, anything like that, because I was basically away. I was hoping to have a video out this past week while we're in Cincinnati, but it just didn't happen. It was just, like I think I mentioned before, it's just too hot. We did have a really good trip, so if you're not interested in the trip, you can click off now, but I'll just kind of tell you a little bit of how it went. So after the baseball game, you guys seen me in Toronto in the last video. After that game, we wound up driving to Buffalo, New York, and staying over there just because it was, by the time we got to Buffalo, it was already like 9:30 at night and we still had another like 5.5, 6 hour drive to go. So we decided just to stay there. We went to Duff's Famous Wings, which is probably my favorite wing place, honestly. And then the next morning we got up and drove all the way to Cincinnati. We, did just a little bit of shopping. We were there the first day and then went out to this place that we were told to go to called Montgomery Inn. It's a barbecue place, a Cincinnati barbecue place. It was really good. The food was great. The atmosphere was good. I didn't love their house barbecue sauce, which was a little bit of a turnoff to the ribs that I had, but overall, great experience. Really cool sports memorabilia in there too. Obviously with Cincinnati, you're going to see stuff like a lot of Pete Rose stuff, a lot of Griffey stuff. There was a bunch of McGuire stuff all signed. Baseballs, was football jerseys, football signed, all kinds of neat stuff. So that was sort of day one in Cincinnati. Day two, we wound up going to Kings Island, which I told you guys before. I'm a prestige member for Six Flags, which includes Canada's Wonderland and all the other Six Flags parks. So we're able to go to check out that park. We had never been there before. It was so hot though, like super hot. So we spent, from opening, which is 10 a.m. to about 1 in the afternoon, we did a bunch of rides. My parking pass for Toronto actually works there. My meals work there. I have like all year dining or whatever, so I can eat 2 meals for free in the park. Every 15 minutes, you're allowed to get a new drink, which is just like fountain pop, soda, whatever. That all worked. I didn't have to pay for any of that. That was really cool. There were some great rides there. Fear of Flight, is that what that one's called? It's like an alien type ride. The ride itself was like not good, but the queue and everything to go in, there's like it's a great big spaceship. That was all really neat. We did have to go back to our hotel for a couple hours to cool off. It was so hot. I don't know if, in Ontario, I know we were getting a heat wave, but even as far away in Cincinnati, they were getting the same heat wave. It was just so uncomfortable. So we did that. We went back to our hotel, kind of cooled off, had a little bit of a nap, went back about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then stayed to the end of the night. Did lots of roller coasters, had a great time, and then watched our first drone/fireworks show. There, when you enter that park, there's an Eiffel Tower. It's a replica of the Eiffel Tower. So you kind of have that as the backdrop with fireworks and drones going off. It was excellent. So a really great day there. Would I need to ever go back to that park again? Probably not. but it was really fun still. You didn't need a fast pass, didn't have to wait longer than 15 minutes to go on any ride, and that's on a weekend. And even on a holiday long weekend in the US. The next day we did go into the ballpark. So the ballpark, Cincinnati, a Great America Field. We did a tour at about 1 o'clock was the tour. It was a 2-hour tour. So we did that. Then we wound up going across the road. There's like a section that's just like bars and like little shops. We kind of checked that all out for a little bit and then came back to the ballpark around, I think the game was at 7:10. So they let you in the park at like just before 6 o'clock. So that was great. We got to experience everything they had to offer, the ballpark there, including the Hall of Fame. It's the Cincinnati Hall of Fame, obviously not the actual Hall of Fame that's in Cooperstown, New York. This one's a little bit different. It's all about Reds history, but it was great. Really good experience. We kind of thought maybe the next day we were going to go on our way back home. We were going to go to Cedar Point because we could obviously do the same thing that we did at Kings Island, but we were both really tired, and because of the heat and everything, we were just like, we wanted to get home. So we kind of did a little bit of shopping and then went home the following day. Monday, even though we were both home together, we actually decided to go to see the new Jackass movie and then go out for dinner. And both were great. East Side Mario's never disappoints, in my opinion. I'm a pretty big fan, actually. I never used to like it at all, and then I've kind of figured out what I like there. And then who doesn't like bottomless bread and Caesar salad? I mean, it's pretty good. Fill up on all that, and half the time you just take your food home with you, and you got leftovers for the next day. But yeah, that was it. Great vacation. Like I said, we did wind up going to see the new Jackass movie. That was also really, really great. It felt like me and my wife both said the same thing. We kind of grew up watching Jackass, and it sort of felt like at the end of a childhood thing, right? Like it's just weird to think that that's over, or maybe it won't be over. You never know. Lots of series like that say it's the end, and maybe we'll get a Jackass reunion in another 10 years, but not likely by the sounds of it. So yeah, anyway, if you sat through all of this vacation nonsense and me rambling, I appreciate it. We're going to get back into regular content next week. Obviously didn't have a ton of reselling stuff to share with you, but hopefully next week is a lot different. I'm just trying to get all caught up this week, and and then we'll hopefully, like I said, be back into regular content, at least until my next vacation, which is actually just the beginning of August. So we'll try to get in as much as we can, because I think that one's a 10-day vacation. But I need to thank channel members before we get out of here. If you would like to become a channel member, you can go to my YouTube homepage, sign up directly from there. Obviously, don't expect you to do that, but if you want to do that to support me, I definitely appreciate it. And I think we're going to end this one here. Stay tuned for more videos coming to the channel, and if you like videos like this one, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe for more content, and we'll see you guys soon.